Shifting our focus, as the West loses its shine and influence in Africa, Russia has significantly made inroads into the continent. It has been supporting Africa's developmental and security needs. In the latest, Russian President Vladimir Putin held talks with his counterpart from Guinea-Bissau, a country located on the coast of the Atlantic Ocean in West Africa. In a phone conversation with the Guinea-Bissau's President Umaro Embalo, Putin reportedly discussed expanding trade and investment between the two countries, as well as boosting humanitarian aid to Guinea-Bissau. In a post on social media platform X, Guinea-Bissau's Embalo said that he had a long telephone conversation with Putin that was primarily focused on the international geopolitical situation and on ways to strengthen the bilateral ties between the two countries. Now, Moscow and Guinea-Bissau have maintained diplomatic ties since 1974, when the former Soviet Union aided the West African country in gaining independence from the colonizer Portugal. Since then, the two countries have been close to each other. Both countries also signed a military agreement with each other in November of 2018. Last year, Guinea-Bissau's president visited Moscow during Russia's annual Victory Day parade in May. The West African country's president urged Putin to allow soldiers from his country to receive training in Russia during their meeting. Putin had announced plans to expand his government's scholarship program for more students from Guinea-Bissau to study in Russia. In turn, Guinea-Bissau assured Putin that the country would remain a reliable partner in Africa. Now, the latest exchange between Putin and Guinea-Bissau's Embalo comes as Russia seeks to expand its influence in Africa amid growing anti-West sentiment. It has been leveraging economic, energy, agriculture and military ties and investments in order to be seen as a serious counterweight to the US and its allies' presence in the continent. Last week, the Russian president spoke by phone with his Egyptian counterpart, Abdel Fattah al-Sisi, and discussed the establishment of the Russian industrial zone in the Suez Canal economic zone, as well as the construction of the Al Dabaa nuclear power plant. Now, earlier this month, Putin also hosted the Central African Republic's president in Moscow and discussed ways to deepen the two countries' ties. In a bid to boost its diplomatic presence on the continent, the country is also set to open 3 new embassies in Africa this year. This is in Niger, Sierra Leone and South Sudan. Reports suggest that currently Russia operates only 43 diplomatic and consular missions in the continent. This is in countries such as Algeria, Angola, Cameroon, the DRC, Djibouti, Egypt, Gabon, Kenya, Guinea-Bissau, Morocco, Nigeria, South Africa and Libya, among others. Moreover, Russia has also been supporting several African governments by providing them with mercenaries and arms to fight terrorists, and they've also provided military trainers and instructors to advise on operations. Economic ties have also deepened between Russia and Africa, with trade surging to a record $24.5 billion in the year 2024. So, as Africa dumps the West and turns to Russia for its needs, will Moscow be able to fulfill Africa's dreams amid the intensifying war in Ukraine?
We're calling the show Vantage. We hope you like what we put together for you. Touted as the minimum defense from that video. India's neighbors were the first to send the special edition of Vantage live from the White House throughout the state. Yes, Hindu Mandir in we're on our way to Tel Aviv. Measure, but it's also the perfect way to drive.
I don't think
Prime Minister of Bhutan, Sherin Tagwe. Welcome to
60% of the world's
office. Prime Minister Modi did the iron.
We were actually
How are you doing? How do you like? It's been 1 year since that meeting. Iron bars separate you from the outside. Out the vote efforts. Trump had, it says, and at $4.3 trillion. 4.3 300 billion by 2030. That's what we need to tackle climate change.